Your example where someone leaves the cave and enters a beautiful, bustling, civil city, what are the odds of that? Most likely what will happen is you'll just be in Amazon where every 45 seconds there's something that's going to kill you.
Yeah, that's a whole nother layer.
Yes.
But even before you get to that layer, the example you already gave with the other uses is well taken. Because you were saying this because Vervaeke goes back to the 1100s where people would pretty much only read things out loud, and then suddenly they started reading things in their head, and it removed the second skill that they would. I mean, I guess they're using a new skill,
So
but
Vervaeke said that reading Shakespeare aloud is a completely different experience than just reading it on the page. I've never done this. I can imagine it's the case. If you read Shakespeare aloud, you feel something different, and the people around you feel something. Everyone silently reads Shakespeare.
yeah, of course. I mean, if someone sends you a text that's really deep, or they say it to you in a passionate way in person, which one comes across more? Obviously, sitting in person with them and them saying it, the tone, the movement, the eye contact, whatever it may be, like all these different things put together, it's way more powerful. So I would agree. That totally makes sense.
Speaking about the people who are in the room with you, and then what you're going to do. And this comes to Lovecraft. We can talk about Lovecraft after.
Lovecraft.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Lovecraft upgraded Plato's cave. So I'll just say the quote right now. Lovecraft said that the most merciful aspect of this world is the inability for the human mind to correlate its contents, so to make sense of it. The most merciful aspect of this world is our inability to make sense of it, and that one day, unfettered scientific investigation may open up such terrifying vistas of reality, and our frightful position therein, that we may either go mad from the revelation, or flee from the light into the peace and safety of the darkness. In other words, what Lovecraft is saying, Plato, my boy, you have such a contrived example here. You say city dwellers, rich city dwellers would say something like, I love the world. And I'm thinking, you love the world? What do you mean you love the world? You mean you love to fly on a private jet or first class to some first world other city and go from resort to manufactured hotel and so on. That's not the world. Oh, I love the world. You have no idea what the world is. Someone else listening is like, yeah, you come to my street, you think you love the world. And someone listening to that would say, yeah, you go to your street, you come to the back slums of Mumbai if you think you know the world.
Yeah.
And then someone else may say, that's not even the world. The person who's like, I love nature. Nature is most of the world. No, you like walking in parks, a manicured, government-sanctioned place. You don't like the world? Oh, no, I do love the wilderness. Yeah, okay, if you do, you've been taught by millennia of people how to be a survivalist, like Survivor Man. So you bear, just your B-A-R-E-U, doesn't like the world. It's you with all of your knowledge of what to eat, what not to eat, what to avoid, how to make food and make clothes. And even then, you don't like the swamplands of Louisiana. You don't want to just be dropped there. You're going to die in 5 minutes. And, okay, so someone's like, no, I love the world. No, you love, this 70% of the world is water. So you're telling me if I was to just drop you in an arbitrary place, you're gonna like that? Yeah, okay. Good for you. You get a job with knowledge like that rattling around in your head. So, Lovecraft is saying, Plato, your example where someone leaves the cave and enters a beautiful, bustling, civil city, what are the odds of that? Most likely what will happen is you'll just be in Amazon where every 45 seconds there's something that's going to kill you.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're going to be in the ocean, or you're going to be in a deeper cave. So don't think truth is this, that it's some trivially liberated positive outflow that is just beautiful. And I just want the truth. I'm a truth seeker. I don't believe people who say they're a truth seeker. You don't know what truth is. You're a grandstanding, navel-gazing, incognizant moral posturer if you call yourself a truth seeker.
I think we got to talk about the root word, though, too, in the context of modern society and discourse. That's the elephant in the room with this. Truth is now a 2-cent word thrown around by people very liberally, no pun intended, no pun intended politically there, to make sense of what it is they believe. So, as an example, we were talking about how institutions have destroyed a lot of trust because of some major examples at high levels of society, not the least of which would be like the pandemic and some of the things that happened there. A lot of people who were very upset about that, let's use that example specifically, the pandemic, through that process lost what? They lost trust in the institution. So they have now formed an attitude that says, I do not trust you, which is one of the worst things that a human being can form, in the sense that it is very hard for you to earn. You can build your reputation forever, but you can lose it immediately, right? And when you lose it, it's very, very hard to rebuild it back. Because of their lack of trust, which is perfectly understandable, they now think that everything is fucked. I'll use an example on this. I heard Dana White say, and Alessia, if we can look up this quote, because I'm going to paraphrase it and I don't want to misquote him, but he said something along the lines of, I will never, ever, ever trust a doctor of any kind again after what happened during the pandemic. To which I look at that and I go, okay, so when you host all your UFC fights and you got the two guys in the octagon right there, is there a doctor or your friend who's not a doctor who you think knows more than doctors ready to go in there and get them? Bringing this back to truth, where I started this. A lot of people like a Dana White right there, but let's not even use his name. Let's say people who may think that way have now turned towards, they lied, in this case the institutions, about the pandemic. So as a result, any of these institutions are wrong, and they are what? They are they know the truth. It's not because they're dumb. They know the truth, but they think we're too stupid to deal with it, and they hate us so much that they're keeping it from us, so they are not disclosing the truth, which means I am what? I am a truth seeker. And in saying now that I am this truth seeker, I am already assuming that the truth that I seek is the truth that I believe exists on the other side of the candelabra right there, because it's being hidden from me. And I am therefore eliminating the idea that perhaps even if these guys lie about this or lie about that, maybe this thing over here or that thing over there, they're not actually lying about. You understand? So it has changed. Like, what was Trump's platform called? Truth Social. You know, like, you don't have to agree with what the other side may be doing on certain facets. Perfectly fine. But then giving the assumption there that our side is where the truth is, no matter what, non serviam, if I use that correctly. That's inherently against truth. That's a social problem we have right now. Thank you for watching the video, guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please smash that subscribe button and check out this clip's full podcast episode by clicking here or in the description below.